Hey, how's everybody doing? And thanks for tuning in to Wicked Mornings. Today, we're going to review this Lomax bed cover on this brand new GMC Sierra 1500. I'm sure this cover is available for many different trucks, but what happens to be here today is a 2025 GMC 1500 Sierra Denali. Really sweet truck that we did a little bit of work on. Here's a sneak peek. All that work will be in another video, but what we're talking about today is this Lomax Hard Folding Bed Cover. Now, there's a bunch of different kind of bed covers that you can get for trucks like this, and I want to go over this one today and show you a couple of the options and what I like about it, and just give you like a real hands-on, this is what it looks like in real life, this is what the instructions mean kind of review. So that's what we're going to get into right now. So if you like that, stay tuned. All right, guys, now we're a little bit closer to the cover. So the first thing I'm going to go over is the finish options. This one here is a rough finish, sandpaper-like, almost like a bed liner finish. I like that. That's the one I've used on this one. However, you can get it in two other finishes. There's another textured finish that you can get, and as well a smooth finish if you prefer. Now, this is an electrical contractor who has this truck. I'm assuming he's going to be working with it at least once in a while. So I didn't want to give him something that could get scratched. This is nice and grippy, so if he was to throw some tools up on the bed while he was working, it would hold them nicely. They wouldn't slide around. That polished finish, the smooth finish cover, I'm sure when it gets wet, snow, it's going to get slippery. So depending on your usage, you pick whichever one you like. But I like the look of this one. It matches up real nice with the black trimmer on the truck, and it has that bed liner feel. It has a small Lomax screen printed right here in the corner. I could have did without that Lomax. Obviously, you're going to sticker up your equipment, but this screen printing where you cannot get rid of it, I'm not a fan of that. Obviously, I get it. You want to brand your stuff, but people want their truck clean. So I don't know that everybody's going to be a fan of the white and the red forced on them on top like that. I would prefer to have had a sticker or something I could have removed. So the one thing I like about this cover as well is it's made to work with the multifunction tailgate, meaning you can pop down this tailgate if you want, you can put it back, and you can also pop down this tailgate. It has a small rubber lip here underneath that rides on the tailgate, and this just to be clear, this is an aluminum panel, and it is not reinforced like some other covers are. Some other covers on the market, as you see the flex that we're getting here, not that that's a bad thing, but some of those other covers on the market, they're actually two panels with insulation in them, and I want to say that ain't always a good thing, because I've had plenty of those leak and get water into the insulation and then swell up, look like crap when the water freezes. Also, I've had them fill with water and about quadruple the weight. You ever try to fold one of those up once it's filled with water? It's ridiculous. So that's not a bad thing to have a single panel here and not have all that foam that can leak and hold water. You know, there are other covers on the market that are similar like this with a single panel, but this one I like. They also have the spacers here that are nice to keep it from rubbing on the other panel. They're robust, they're solid. Some of the other ones don't have the very good spacers. To open up the panel, it's just a bungee cord system here. One bungee will pull both sides, so you don't have to reach on both sides, which is horribly inconvenient, right? Like, who wants to have to deal with two latches? So you pull this and it flexes both of them, as you can see on the passenger side there, it's moving. And same deal on the next segment. You're going to basically pull this bungee from underneath here on the next segment, and that will allow, wait a minute, I stand corrected. This is your retainer bungee. This next segment is free. It doesn't have a clip, but it does have a clip here for the following segment. So you can fold it up to this point. You can take this bungee and hook it back here on the included clip, and it will keep it from flipping up on the highway, and you can ride like that. Or if you need it, they have kind of a unique system on this. It's a little different from the other covers I've seen. It has a rod here, and some of these covers, they tip up and they have like a kickback here that holds them, which can kind of get in the way, and a lot of times what it's hanging on falls. So this one is a little different. It has a rod here, a solid rod, and I'll move the camera and show you better, but on the roof, there's a 3M magnetic pad that you stick on the roof with a little promoter, clean it well, use the promoter, it's all included, and it has a kind of like a nipple on there that this rod locks into. And by magnetic force, it grabs onto the rod and holds it, which is actually kind of a cool design. I like that design. So let me show you as we climb up in the bed. Basically, you just grab these two things and pop them out, and you continue to raise the cover after you release it by pulling the little, that. Now as the cover goes up, there are latches, little hooks in the back that hold it so it won't go up against the glass. Kind of line it up with them hooks on the bottom, and on the top, it locks right in. And once those rods lock in, it's solid as a rock. Now it does not come with the white and black sticker. We added that because it's an electrical contractor. It is a white truck. I thought it would look pretty cool. This is what we added on the roof. This right here is included, and it's really strong, has some rare earth magnets in it that magnet down to the roof and also magnet this bar to here in case it's an aluminum truck. It's also 3M. So it itself is VHB tape and magnet, and it locks it down like that. And as you can see, that is what holds the cover in place here. And it holds the cover a good distance away from the window, holds it real tight, which I like. I actually like that better than some of the other covers on the market. Once you're done in the upright position, of course, you can go ahead and fold it right back down if you wish. But before we do that, I'll just show you the clamping mechanism and stuff. Let me take the two, or on this cover rather, you got a safety strap on each side here. That's gonna hook into here, and that's really just in case the cover latch here that you tighten down underneath fails, the whole cover doesn't fly off your truck. So this doesn't really serve a purpose other than to hold the cover for emergency. And let's go inside here and we'll run down the side and show you. The rails sit basically right on the cover like this, right against it, and you're going for a nice level is what you're looking for here. So what I did, I had a couple of rails that were just a little proud, and I grabbed my rubber mallet, and after it was tight, I gave it right above the clamp here. I came up here, and I gave her a couple of good thumps with the rubber mallet, and it was able to bring this nice and tight all the way down this whole gap. So that was really nice. They also include a gasket for in front of here. Now you want to make sure the spacing is right, so wait till the cover's on to put a piece of tape here so you can put that gasket exactly perfect under the front edge there. And as you can see as I zoom in, that front edge has two gaskets. So I really don't think we'll get too much snow and water intruding into that front edge there. That was another thing I kind of liked about this, is the front edge looked pretty well secure from weather. And that's a big deal here in Chicago. We have a rubber gasket with a lip that runs down the side, down each side, right along here. The other thing I kind of like about this cover, no big hoses in the bed, no drain tubes needed. So you don't need to drill holes and have them ugly hoses in the front of the bed. So hopefully we'll see. I'm going to do a report after a while and let me know if the customer has any problems with watershed. But I don't anticipate this to be an extremely wet cover by any means. It looks like it would work just fine for most people usage. So as far as the clamps, you got 4 down the side. And the real trick of it is basically, they say to put them on the indent. So let me turn you around. See where the bed has an indent in here? There's 4 spots where you indent it in there, and that's where you put it in there, and it's a 1/2-inch bolt. It's fairly easy. And then up towards the front of the bed here, this gets slid over. Once you install the rails, then you install the cover, and this is over here usually, or you'll have to move it to over there, but then it slides over and hooks over that side rail, and that's kind of what locks that back edge of the cover down. And there's the gaskets that we were talking about earlier running along here. So that's how it is installed basically, is like those 2 bolts right there, and the whole darn cover would come off the truck. So if you wanted to remove it entirely, 1/2-inch wrench is all you need. And that's how you can get it out of there. I'll just go ahead and close the cover on camera so you can kind of see exactly the procedure. Now it is still shimmed locked in the upright position, so I'll have to climb in there just to get those bars off. But I'm sure you could do that probably from the truck if you wanted as well. So we'll put these bars back in their storage position. They clip into a nice area on the cover, so they're held well. That's where it locks. We double check that it's locked by pulling up. It's nice and locked. Continue to roll it forward. These hooks here, as it comes down, further lock that seam. There's also 2 more hooks here that further lock this seam as this comes down, and then you just drop it. You can drop it with the tailgate open and close your tailgate, or if you prefer, you can leave it open and close the gate and then drop it. It really doesn't make a difference. And that's another good spot about this, is that the tailgate electronic open will still work. So overall, this Lomax cover, I'm a fan. A couple little things that I might change, but I do like this cover. I like how it folds. I like the finish more than anything, the rhino lining kind of bed lining finish on there, Line-X type finish. That's what I really like on it. And the fact that it's single construction, no insulation to suck up water. And man, I've ask your friends if you've never had that problem. I certainly have on fold-up bed covers. Man, they get full of water and they are heavy, and then they just swell, freeze, and fail. And they always blow open at the seams. This one will never blow open at the seams here. You'll never have these swollen up seams that where the aluminum's pulling apart and looking horrible from frozen water. So that's it. Like I say, if the customer has any complaints, I'll review and add to this video. But as of now, I bet I don't hear anything back from this customer until he buys a new truck. So thanks again for tuning into Wicked Warnings. Remember to tune in for the full build for the emergency light portion of this build. And I hope you like this review of this Lomax bed cover. Any questions, comments, drop them in. Have a little discussion in the comment area. And just keep it civil, guys. Talk to you soon. See you on the next video.